running game, I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
You must be dreaming.
On third down, Mayfield. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Steps away to his left. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. Now it's Jackson.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the move to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now Jackson throwing again. He'll buy some time right. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his second interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. They run it again with Chubb. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
It's second and 8. The 42-yard line.
Quick dance. Go. Slam.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 43. They go play action now. Jackson forced out to his left. Now he'll throw. And this is caught.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season as the Ravens push further out in front. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Mayfield now. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Schultz. And he goes out right around the 39. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Dancing to his left. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Play action. Now Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and it's third down. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. And to give this time to the tailback. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Buying time to his left. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Being chased out left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Mack Wilson able to get in there and drop him behind the line. 4th down. Here's Jackson. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And this Browns defense stands tall. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well. So how many more years are we going to define this position as running back? I really feel like we're evolving into something else because they have to be such a hybrid, don't they? Guys who can run it, but they love to have those guys with hands like a wide receiver.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. No gain, and it's second down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. To throw, Mayfield. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
And now offensively, it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now, the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Mayfield on 4th down. And that's complete. It's Watson. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Dalton Schultz with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow, nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now Jackson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Jackson. Throwing on 4th down. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
And again, it's Chubb. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Here's Mayfield. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. On the carry, it's Chubb, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Right now, you know that the heart is pumping for Kaimi Fairbairn. And they get the timeout called here. It comes with 1 second remaining on the clock. Right now, you know that the heart is pumping for Kaimi Fairbairn. Good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it's pandemonium in the dog pound as the Browns are going to win the football game. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.